we realized we can make money doing this stupid little show that we do called Raiders Fan Radio, and we decided we wanted to give all that money away. So any dollar, any cent, anything that we make doing the show, we like to give back to Raider-related charities. And so we're are we back live on the YouTube?
Yep.
So welcome back, YouTube. So I'm just telling the podcast all about the One Nation Foundation. So yeah. Donate to
So
that
there's
shit.
that.
Donate
Do
to
that.
that shit,
Donate
yeah.
to that shit
But
because
you were talking about 305.
I was talking about 305. So 305, we're going to be highlighting, of course, our good buddy Rich Gannon. So
Nice.
yeah, of course, Rich Gannon, man. So we're going back to the 2004 season, where Rich Gannon and the Oakland Raiders knocked off the Pittsburgh Steelers that day by a score of 24-21. And I believe that was Big Ben's first game against the Raiders. And I think we had that stat during Steeler week
right.
that it was
I
there's
think so.
never been a quarterback I guess except until now with what's his
Kenny
name
Pickett?
Kenny Pickett
Pickett.
is now the first rookie that beat the Raiders in their first start, but Big Ben didn't do it. Big Ben didn't do it because Rich Gannon threw for 2 touchdowns on opening day for the 2004 season for the Oakland Raiders, but more importantly, he threw for 305 yards.
Nicely done.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll shout out the chat, but I think a lot of them are still in the other chat.
Oh, there's a lot of them in the other
yeah.
chat room.
We've got Maddox is in there, Bial, Matthew Mangus, Jay Jackson's in there, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, if someone wouldn't mind popping into that other chat and let them know that that feed is now funkified, or there, I don't know what it's done.
Ain't something wrong with that shit.
That's something, yeah. Appreciate Thrash is in
Thrash
there.
is in there,
Thrash has
yeah.
popped up there. We appreciate that.
Yeah. And hey, just an exclusive take for these folks that are in this current chat right here. So if you turn the camera to me there, Murph.
That's on you, dude.
Oh, it is. Oh, good. So we got patches.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
that
want to
thing's
give
legit,
much
dude.
respect. So here at the top of the show, we don't do props, we don't do shout-outs. Nothing wrong with any of those things, but we give respect. And so I want to give respect to Josh Camonite from Raider
Yes.
Dad, who was so kind enough to send us a whole big old stack of these patches right here. So if you're on the audio podcast, I'm holding up a One Nation Foundation patch that looks beautiful. I mean, look at this.
Look
that's-
on the white
that's
jersey,
nice.
dude.
I mean-
That slaps, as the kids say.
I mean, come
It
on.
does
Yeah,
slap.
That's cool. Yeah,
it's
that's legit.
badass. It's
That's legit.
badass, man. So get in the mix for that because any super chat tonight. Super chat
And we
tonight.
got some on the other channel before the things.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Messed up,
Daniel
so-
Mangus had one
Thank
in
you,
there.
Daniel Mangus.
Yeah,
Thank you, Daniel.
But Daniel Mangus also had a $50 donation
Yes.
on the Silver and Black
that's
Today
right.
show.
He sure
And-
did.
and
Big
Big Shane as
had-
well. So Big Shane, I know I have your address a million times. Hit me up, swag at RaidersFanRadio.com, and I'll send you one of these as well. But we've got a few of these we want to give away on the show tonight. So any super chat, $5 or more, whatever. Get your hands on one of these things. I've got a whole stack of them from Raider Dad. So get in the mix, man. I'm telling you, this is like my new favorite thing. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
really
Good
nice.
stuff there. So appreciate Josh Camonite. Appreciate all of you that help support the One Nation Foundation.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about this victory. So let's pass around the room a little bit. Like, what to you guys, Michelle, let's start with you.
Okay.
Like, what was the thing that jumped out to you most? Like, I'll give you, to me, I think the biggest overriding theme of this game was that the players came together and rescued this coaching staff from not only, questionable decisions in game, but in overall team building and whatnot. I felt like this was 100% on the players, their grit, their determination, the energy that they brought, the leadership of Devontae Adams, the leadership especially of Max Crosby. I just felt like the players took it upon themselves in a primetime game to come up with the win, and a guy that we love around here, Meek Robertson, for him to come up with the game-winning interception, a ball that could have very easily passed, through his shoulder and gotten into the hands of Watson. Like, for the idea that he came down with that ball, and we rooted for that young man for a long time, and so he kind of like epitomizes like the dog that can be in this team and that defense. And so I'm just very thankful for that. Really good to see that happen. And just I cannot give the players enough props for what they did tonight to pull this game out, because frankly, I don't think they got put in the best positions all night long in order to attain their highest point of success, yet they overcame it anyways and won the damn game.
Yeah, it feels like they won in spite of the coaching, like in spite of the decisions that the coaches were making. Like it's like they had to just say, F it, we're just going to win this game regardless of what's happening up in the booth or wherever. Although I will say the defense looked really good. Like, they looked really good. And to play to the very end of the game like that, Amik Robertson, like, man, God, that felt so good to see them close it out instead of it slipping through the shoulder and landing in the lap of the guy, so for them to close it out and really for the defense to be the reason we won that game, because damn, the offense is looking like dog shit. Like what so the defense, it's like they won that game in spite of the coaching.
Right.
I just really am not pleased with this this coach. Like as coach, I'm just really not.
So what jumped out to you most, Swag Jeff?
Yeah, well, Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Max Crosby is he's literally all over the field every play all the time, no matter what. He's getting double teamed, all that kind of stuff. He's getting held play in, play out, all that stuff. And he's making plays in spite of those things. You know what I mean? So like, and I think I put on Twitter, like, when was the last time that like the Raiders won a game like because of the defense?
Yeah.
Like for years and years and years, that's always been like, well, man, if we had a good defense, man, we'd be winning some games. Like, when was the last time that the defense like came through clutch for the offense? Like, the Raiders won today in spite of Josh McDaniels. Yeah. The Raiders won today in spite of the offense, in spite of Jimmy Garoppolo, in spite of the offensive line, in spite of
Spillane.
I'm telling you, man, like a freaking Mickey Spillane, man, out there looking like Phil Villapiano. Maybe not in the hit department, but sometimes he was. But that guy, 2 interceptions and then freaking our short king, man, Amik Robertson, man. That dude came in so freaking clutch, had an amazing game, and not just that. The interception was just the cherry on top, man, because that guy played his ass off all game long. Much respect to him.
Being pushed to the outside in the absence of Hobbs and Ja'Cory and Bennett, and having to go up there and starting the game, like, dude balled out, man. And
100%, man. Yeah. Like that was so amazing to see him, because all off season we talked about, man, we really like this guy.
Yeah.
But he ain't gonna make the team.
There was a lot,
and myself included. I was like, man, he's been kind of riding this, he's got that dog in him. But, when it came to talent level, I just felt like it wasn't there. And even if it was there, he's my height. He's a little guy. Yeah. So, so it was like kind of one of those things where it was like, man, I'm rooting for this guy, but I feel like there's better options. But for whatever, the coaching staff doesn't get a whole lot of respect around here, and for good reason. But I respect the coaching staff for keeping that guy on, bringing him in.
You know what I mean?
Because like what you say all the time, culture eats strategy for breakfast, right? I think Amik is a culture guy. He understands.
That's a good call.
I'm telling you, man. I think he's a culture guy, dude.
He don't quit.
He don't quit. He doesn't stop. He's been around Max Crosby for a minute or two, so he knows how to do that kind of stuff. So I'm telling you, man,
that's a good call.
Respect to the coaching staff for seeing that in him and keeping him on board, because the dude was able to step up in a major way today. It was
absolutely
amazing.
Yeah, good call there, and shout out chat room, bunch of good folks in there. My baby Vibrator is in there. Hey baby, and she says, don't forget good old 47. 47 had a heck of a game today.
Oh, you're not? Are you talking about Tyrone Wheatley?
No, I'm talking about 47, like the 47-yard line. And it's amazing.
Oh, that was a game changer. It's a game changer.
That was the momentum swing right there.
Telling you.
That was the shift we needed, Michelle.
That was the
Was the-
absolute. That changed the game. That
did.
47.
We needed 47 turf monster, man, to come up and make a play, man. I'm telling you, hey, listen, you play with the best defense that you got at times, right?
That's
So-
well,
That's what you got to do.
Hey, so so we always say this show is conversational when it's
Yeah.
at its best, and it's one thing for us to sit around and chat between the three of us, but also we love to hear from you. Love to hear from the chat room.
Can I shout out the chat?
Yeah, shout out the chat and then throw it back to me.
Okay, well, good. So Jay Jackson
Jay.
out there in Arizona right there. My beautiful wife is in there. D the Sun, Big Shane, Kenny Blair, Tress Lord, Brute Warriors in there. Let's see.
Mason Blue Raider, Fat
Yep.
Wapo,
Yep.
Mato is in there.
Edgar Hernandez is in there, and Foxy Scorpio, Big Worm's in there.
Big Worm.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, the whole crew, man.
We appreciate you all very, very much for checking us out here on this late night episode of Raiders Fan Radio, a little RFR After Dark. But so as I mentioned, the show is best when it's conversational, and we love to converse with the chat room. We love to converse amongst ourselves, but we love to hear your feedback as well.
Yeah.
In long form, in emails, and also on voicemails. And so last week we had a crap ton of emails, and we're gonna have a crap ton of emails and phone calls this week too. So here's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna take live calls.
Oh, fun.
So don't
Love
call
it.
yet.
Yeah.
Just think about it. You want to call in what you want to say. We'll just keep it to a couple minutes so we leave room for a few folks, because we're not going to be this ain't gonna be no 3-hour show. We're gonna be here for like 30 more minutes and then we're out.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So keep it brief when you call in, but you know the number 909-345-3346. And that's one more time if you need it, 909-345-3346. And in the meantime, last week during that flurry of emails that we had, I missed Erica's email.
You did.
I missed putting Erica's email out. So already tonight, Erica has emailed the show. And so, Michelle, if you would please read us Erica's email before we get to some live calls.
I got it. Okay. Hey there, Murf, Swag, Michelle, and the nation. I'll make this short and sweet. For those thinking we will go undefeated the rest of the season after Monday night's performance, let me be the voice of reason and bring you back to reality. JMD is still our head coach. As long as that sad sack is still here, we will find ways to lose games. I'm sick of him and his stupid visor. I'd like to take that thing and shove it so far up somewhere it could shade his chin. My respect goes to the defense. They created turnovers and got the offense chances to score, which they failed to do multiple times. I was happy to see JJ8 get some holes opened up for him during the second half of the game. Could it be that they made adjustments at halftime? Novel concept. I wish I had more to say, but honestly, I couldn't even watch the game until it was over and I knew we had won. My heart can't handle that kind of stress these days. We have some favorable games coming up. Please, Raiders, for the love of all that is holy, don't bleep it up. Sincerely, Erica S. I'll send my address, but y'all really don't need to send anything. Love you guys. And she gave her address. I will not give it to everybody.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, please don't do that. You know what? And
Good job, Erica.
we're going to send you a patch.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
We're going to send you a patch as well. So if you tuned in late, respect to Raider Dad, because he sent us some patches, man. So the One Nation Foundation, which of course is our nonprofit given to Raider-related charities, like folks like Raider Dad, the Bolitnikoff Foundation, or anything like that. And this is going to go so good on any jersey, but especially the away white jersey. It just looks so good.
And we're going to send one to Ty Davis.
We're going to send
who
one
just
to Ty
became a-
Davis, who just became a member for a month, said just coming through to say great win tonight. It's almost 1 a.m. and I got to work in the morning, but Raiders! So much respect to you, Ty, as well. Much respect to Erica S.
Yeah, and she said something about the defense getting the ball back. Spillane got those 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Right.
What did they get? Like 3 points off of those 2?
Yeah.
Come on.
We got 3 off the first one, then we had a 3 and out right after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do that when
that's-
when that's happening.
That's the bummer, man, that, so all season long, so through the first 4 games, we had 1 turnover.
Yeah.
In that Charger game. Trayvon Merrick got the interception in the end zone in that game and didn't turn that into points, obviously. But you see the defense starting to make plays. You see them doing things. And the offense can't get it done.
Which
especially
we've seen
one
it before.
which we've seen it before, but like especially that first interception, the first interception by Bob Spillane right there. We were at the 8-yard line, like. Guys, like,
that's
if
That
anything,
one- that
that's
one was-
Jimmy.
that was-
that's
yeah.
Jimmy's place to shine. Like, you
That's
know,
where
Right.
he does well. That's
Right?
where he's supposed to do better than the ex-girlfriend is
Right.
inside the freaking red
That's
zone.
right.
right.
But yeah, it was interesting. But I will say this though. That said, and I totally agree with you guys. But
But are we wrong?
no,
Oh, okay.
I will say though, a Meeks
Oh.
pick at the end, that's a 7-point swing.
Oh,
That's just as good
absolutely.
as the offense
Sure.
Agreed.
taking those turnovers and putting points. So, we've talked a lot about, and
Yeah.
speaking of the ex-girlfriend, like it's one thing to have turnovers. It's one thing to have things happen in game, but when they happen, the
Yeah.
context of the situation is huge. So when you look at Jordan Love tonight and you look at, he throws 3 interceptions, okay, that resulted in a total of 3 points. So that's not that big of a deal. So when you look at it on paper,
Right.
and we go, well, he only threw 3 interceptions. He threw interceptions, but it only cost the team 3 points. Not a big deal, except when you add context and you look at that last one, that it's an interception in the end zone when his team has a chance to take the lead and win the freaking football game. Now all of a sudden, that interception is way bigger than the 2 prior. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and typically they don't get the interception, and then they give the other team another chance to get the touchdown. And to get the interception and close it out
Right.
for the defense to do that, good on them, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
good to
Way
see.
to be a closer, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
know,
that's
and
shit that happens to us.
That exactly.
That's the shit
know what
that
I mean?
happens
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah.
And and
Yeah.
especially in a game where we still can't score 20 points. So let's okay. I want to try to keep this positive. So let's pass. I want to go positive, one more positive round, and then we're gonna talk some shit. All right.
Okay.
And in the meantime, guys, call in. Go ahead and hit the phone line. Again, keep it brief. We just talk to you for a couple of minutes. 909-345-3346. We're ready to go whenever you're ready to call in. So positive to me, it's easy to look at Max Crosby. All right. It's easy to
course.
look at that.
Yeah.
I think that it's to look past. Well, let's see. Let me say this. His play on the field speaks for itself. Yet also it's infectious. And to me, that's the most valuable part of Max Crosby. And that we just talked about on Silver and Black today. You start to see that his motor and his dedication and the things that make him so good as a player, to see him chase down plays from the backside, to see him completely loop around to the other side of the field in order to get at the quarterback, to see those things is so impressive. That said, it's also rubs off on other players, and the end of the game, and you called this out, Jeff, so I'll give you the credit here, and I'm going to throw it over to you. Not the most thing, but like, there's so many things about this guy we love. He's an incredible ambassador for Raider Nation, and the fact that he took a minute to shout out the fans in his post game, shout out his teammates, shout out his little girl. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, like, you said, hey, can there be, is this guy one of the greatest Raiders of all time, right? And you looked at me and Michelle and were like, yeah, like, you're not wrong. You know what I mean? He's in there in the conversation already with the greatest Raiders of all time. With, I'm wearing his jersey tonight, Gene Upshaw, Howie Long, Art Shell, George Atkinson, Villapiano. I mean, whatever. We can go down the damn list, and it's a long one. Kenny Stabler, Freddie Bolitnikoff, Dave Casper, whatever. It's a long list. Max is up there. Greg Townsend, and I hope he gets his damn record. I hope he chases down Greg Townsend's record. But that idea that he shined when the spotlight was the brightest tonight and epitomizes what it is to be a damn Raider. And I think that's what's so awesome tonight about not only his performance, but his comments and things like that. So that's what jumped out to me. But that's an easy one. I feel like that's low-hanging fruit.
Sure.
But anything else you want to say on Max, and what else jumped out to you about tonight?
Yeah, Max, and he does it whether we win or lose. He will respect Raider Nation. He is such an ambassador for Raider Nation. It's crazy. And he loves us, man.
Yeah.
He freaking
Yeah, you feel like that. Yeah.
He loves the fans. He loves this team. He loves this city. He loves this organization. He loves literally everything that has to do with the Raiders. And so I mean, you guys have been Raider fans longer than I have, and I posed the question, like, is he up there with the, I mean, the Raideriest Raiders of all time? And like, I mean, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue with any of that because, I mean, just what he brings to the table. But, I really, I mean, the entirety of the defense, I mean, you see Trayvon Merrick had another amazing game. You see, Marcus Peters, who we cussed like a sailor the whole game. I feel like he kind of had an ass game for a majority of the game, but when it came down to when we needed him the most,
good call, dude.
like and that's what the Raider greats do, right?
They're not. The old saying goes, the great players aren't always great, but they're always great when they have to be.
When they have to be.
Yeah, that's a good call. Dude.
So Marcus Peters, who had a sus game, is what the kids say.
Yeah, it was sus.
It was definitely sus. But when it came down to it, he breaks up a pass, gets Mickey Spillane a second pick.
Yeah.
And and all is great, man. I mean, he's fired up. He's dabbing up his buddy Teamer right there. For a while.
Hey.
But but we've got we've got a call.
Okay,
we've got a call.
This guy coming in from California. All right, let's see who we got here. All right. Oh, I got it. Is it turned up?
Yeah, turn the shit up.
No, it's up.
Turn it up, man. Freedom Rock.
Is that Freedom Rock, man? Well, shoot, why can't I hear you? Oh, they hung up. Okay, whatever reason.
Well,
All right.
so you said that Max Crosby, that's like it's an easy one.
Right,
But
yeah.
Everyone's going to say it, yeah.
The thing about it, though, is that he is the reason that everyone else's level is raised. So, like, you can't call out Spillane or Meek Robertson or even Marcus Peters, like, without him.
Without Max.
Yeah, because he's the one. He never quit, even when, like, it felt kind of shitty out there. Like, he just keeps going and going and going, which raises everyone else's level. Even, honestly, on the offense, it raises their level. Oh, we got a call. Is that the call?
Oh, here it is.
Matthew
Okay.
Menges.
Hey!
Thank you.
Press 1 to send a voicemail.
Matthew Mangus, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, bud. What's going on?
Yes!
Happy Victory Tuesday!
Oh, it is Tuesday.
Victory! Your ass better call somebody! It's me, C-O-double-G, always running with that bad boy belly gun, ready to kick that green base in it off! Doggy style! And now, ladies and boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, D-Generation Mangus is proud to present its 3-time WWE Superman Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dog Daniel Mangus, the Badass Matthew Mangus, the New Age Outlaws. And of course, and if you ain't down with that, and you're scared you're gonna be next, and you're a Packers fan or whatever fan you are that's not the Raider fans, we got 2 words for you. Suck it! Victory Tuesday, boys.
Oh my gosh!
My gosh. So
the Mangus boys.
I'm glad it's not a shtick.
Yeah,
They just live that
just
shit.
live that
They
shit.
live that
I
shit
love
forever,
it.
man. I love
that
it.
one loaded, man. Oh, that's
Did
great.
they hang up? It's done.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's it.
Oh,
They
nice.
just in and
They
out. Hey,
said
they followed the request there. Get in, get out. Have a great take.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff
Get your
there.
facts, get your funny, and get the F
yeah,
out.
Get the F out. Good stuff there from the Mangus boys. We appreciate you very much. Appreciate
Best way to do it.
Appreciate the donations there too from you guys, man.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah,
your support
yeah.
of the One Nation Foundation.
And
We
respect
appreciate-
to, and I want to give respect to Daniel Mangus. Not that I'm picking favorites, but maybe a little.
they're
He's the
same.
potty mouth Mangus.
He's the potty mouth Mangus, but so he like I said, he donated $50 to the One Nation Foundation via Silver and Black today, and so I'm gonna send him one of these.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
he also sent my daughter a jersey.
That's
That's
so
such a
cool.
sweet thing.
He's a good guy, man. He's a
Good
good guy.
dudes.
So he saw my daughter rocking a Derek Carr jersey, and so he had an extra one laying around
Aw.
and was like, here you go,
Oh,
and,
that's
and
cool.
So
That's
so
cool.
my daughter rocked it tonight for sure.
Good deal. We
Good
appreciate
dude.
you, Mangus boys. And so we'll still take a couple more live calls.
Yeah.
As
Call
we're
in.
on our way out here tonight. So if you want to call the show, 909-345-3346. Just give us a couple minutes, and we would love to hear from you, Raider Nation. 909-345-3346. Go ahead, Michelle.
Raider Lorian said Excalibur is filled with sad-faced Packer fans. Glorious sight. Y'all have a good be safe. But let's shout out
Love
the
it.
fans that got to walk out of the stadium with the Packer fans on a
46%
win.
of them?
On a win, right? I mean, thanks for showing up, and I'm glad y'all got to see a win.
And you know what? And I'm glad you brought that up. I want to give respect to Raider Nation. Because although we were not in Las Vegas tonight to watch the game, we heard you.
Yeah.
We heard you on TV.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
right.
Let's go, dude.
and that was
Good job,
something that was something we didn't see or didn't. I mean, we heard it in
It was
in
loud
LA.
when they were on offense.
It was.
It was loud.
It
It
was.
was loud. It was loud. Yeah, you heard the defense chants and
Yep.
all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I
And
even
shout
heard a
out
bunch.
ESPN for showing us 150 shots of freaking Packer
I
fan.
mean,
Right.
right?
Like, come on,
Right.
man. Like,
Jeez,
let's be
we
better.
get
ESPN.
it.
ESPN, man.
And man, I'll tell you, what's his name? Troy Aikman. He's a hell of a commentator.
Wow.
He will give you the hard hitting
The
facts.
hard-hitting facts. Did you
Yeah.
know, Jeff, that if you score the most points, you will actually win the game?
No
Oh,
way.
no
What?
shit.
Like if you
ask
score more
Troy.
than like the other team?
Exactly.
That's interesting.
Exactly.
Interesting.
I was blown away. I had to take
Wow.
a minute. Like that's
There
a lot.
you go.
Wow. Well, Raider Lauren in there says that place was loud, but we showed them up, man. That is awesome. Coyote Grad Collectibles in there says Joe Buck is terrible. I agree. And, it's kind of like, and it's almost like a tale as old as time. Announcers hate the Raiders.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
true,
It's like,
yeah.
it's so lame, man. It's like
Yeah.
so
Right.
one note. It's like, come on, really? Can you
Be
not
better.
be more creative than this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Be
Than to
better.
just stack shit up on top of the Raiders, especially in a game where we're going to, like, we know what's wrong. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you're not telling us anything new. You
Right.
know what I mean? When you've been around the silver and black thing long enough, like, we know
Yeah.
well, and here we go. So let's go with the criticism around here. We know our stadium sells out more tickets, 54% to other teams. When 54% is where when we look at each other and go, oh, okay, that's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're down pretty bad when that's the idea. We know our coach is an idiot with fat ears and calls dumbass plays on short yardage. Like we know that. We know that when it's not scripted, Jimmy Garoppolo cannot throw to a tight end. We understand that the only two people that he sees on the field apparently are Josh Jacobs and Jacoby frickin' Myers. Hunter Renfro's on a goddamn milk carton. Michael Mayer, why the did we draft this fucking guy? Like, you don't know. Like, what was the whole point of drafting Michael Mayer when we could have drafted somebody that would have given us some defensive help? God forbid an offensive lineman.
Well, I'll tell you
hold
why.
on, man. Let me finish my rant, and then you can take your turn, damn it. So, like, it's... I don't
Dads?
I don't get it, like why a lot of the moves. So we all understand the dysfunction, right? We can all see those points, and damn it, Jeff, you threw me off. I forgot where I was going with that, but it doesn't matter. I'll just throw it to you anyways. But like, there are things like shit. I don't even know what I'm saying now. No, I lost it. I lost it entirely. You go. Damn it.
Sorry, I guess I ruined the show.
No, it's fine, Uncle Mosh.
Well, be better. Hold on to your shit.
Well, Mosh never ruined the show like you just did, but he would interrupt me.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm
No,
cool
it's
with
okay.
that. I promise you, I'll sleep good tonight.
As long as you can put your head on the pillow tonight and feel
Absolutely.
comfortable with the idea that you have derailed the show
Yep.
and probably ruined it for most of the people that are
fine.
in the chat room
All
and certainly for
73
two of the
people.
3 people that are here in the
Well, I'm
fan
gonna
cave.
keep.
As long as you're okay with that. No, it's Jeff. It's really, it's okay. It's okay. I'm happy you're happy.
Yeah, Tress Lord says, "Smarten up, swag.
Oh yeah.
Smarten up.
Yeah.
Smarten up. Smarten up."
Wait,
Oh, we
What
haven't
an
talked
ass- we
about.
haven't even talked
yeah,
about
we
what an
didn't talk
asshole.
about
What
what
an
an
asshole.
asshole.
yeah,
What an asshole.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Davis was watching this show.
Oh, is that what he was doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
look
was
at
talking
your
about
red
that-
ass.
he was
Look
talking
at
about
your
that
red
fucking
ass.
Murf, or friggin' Murph.
He time traveled.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that what he did? Time traveled?
Foxy Scorpio. It's not all about you, Swag.
My gosh. Yeah.
Pile on his ass. I love it.
No, it's all about Murph. But
I'm willing to share the spotlight.
oh, are you? Oh, that's nice. Oh, good. Good. Well, maybe now I'm not red. Maybe you'll pay attention to my camera. Yeah, so oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, wow.
Well, you've derailed me. Oh no, I'll tell you exactly why we drafted Michael
Go ahead,
Mayer.
Michelle.
I can't. I can't.
Okay, we got to stop the shit.
Okay.
I'll tell
went too
I'll
far.
tell you exactly why we drafted Michael Mayer.
Okay.
Because we saw the flashes. We saw those
We
plays.
did see the flashes, yeah.
We saw those plays. We saw it happen in the first quarter of that game. You know, I mean, first play of the freaking game, we see him. He was targeted right away. I mean, and I think I don't know which one of us said it, but like we need to run that play all the time. That little, just
That
the
was
little
nice.
fake block or whatever, and then freaking Mayer jumps out to the flat right there. Like, I mean, that's money,
Jimmy
dude.
can't see him unless it's a scripted play, and that's the shit that drives me nuts, man.
Well,
So
yeah,
remember, this
well,
is the
well,
complaint
that's-
section.
Oh, this is the complaint section.
Yeah.
This is complaint.
Well,
Should be
Jimmy needs
easy.
to open his freaking eyes.
Mm.
He needs to open his eyes. He needs to I'm telling you. So and people might hate me for this, and I don't care. I'm thankful that we got rid of Derek.
Right.
I am.
Sure.
Same.
It was time for a change, and it was
Not in a shitty way, but
not in a shitty way,
Yeah.
but it was time for a change. And he's doing Derek shit in New Orleans. Good for him. Jimmy's doing Derek shit in Las Vegas.
yeah.
I like, when you look at the big picture of things, like, okay, I get it. You wanted to move on. You wanted something different, but it ain't different. The number
Yeah.
is 10 instead of 4. We're still getting the same kind of
Other
shit.
than red zone looks a little different.
Red zone looks a little bit
But in
different.
between
When
the
we can-
20s,
when
Derek-
we can
Little
get
bit.
there.
Frankly, in
That's
between the
the
20s, Derek
problem.
looks better than Jimmy did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we can get to the red zone, Jimmy's better.
Yeah.
We can't get to the red zone very often, but that's another
But
story.
3 and out after a turnover. That's
There you go.
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's the thing. But Jim, I think the complaint that I have about, I mean, I can, we'll do a 3-hour show on what I think about Josh McDaniels. But as far as Jimmy Garoppolo goes, like, dude, like, do you know how to read a field? Can you read a field? Like, I see you reading that first read, and you read that first read like a friggin' champ.
Yeah, he does.
You read it with the best of them, and cool, good
and if
for
it's
you.
not there, here comes Josh Jacobs.
Then he's
There you
Helen
go. Here
Keller.
comes
Right?
Josh Jacobs and stuff like that. But and respect to Jacoby Myers, But if this shit keeps happening, Jacoby Myers is going to be wide receiver 1
Yeah.
because they're going to do something different. I mean, like, if Jimmy can't find a wide open Devontae
Yeah.
Adams literally all
And
night
there
long,
was a few times
come
where
on.
he was wide open. And
was
I don't
wide open.
typically like to because I don't know what it's like to be a quarterback trying to survey the field, but there have been many times where he doesn't look comfortable. He looks really tap dancey, but also the offensive line is getting worse. It's worse than it was last. Like, how are we getting worse when we are supposed to be 2 years in now with all the people that you wanted to
Come
bring
on.
in?
Yes.
And like, how are we worse with offense? Our offensive line should be keeping him standing and giving him all the time that everybody else gets. But so he's having to make plays maybe before he's expected to, but also you have to be able to adjust to that, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, and take care of the football.
Take
like
care of
Thrash
it.
says there in the chat, he leads the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's rough, man.
Yeah.
Like, so all right, so while we're on the complaint section, so I think I was leaning heavily on coaches. You guys are talking about quarterback play, and I'll give you one more here on our way out. And again, we are happy the Raiders won, and there's
Yes.
no such thing as like a bad win.
No, I'm
Like,
fired up.
It's all about you know what I mean? And we've got listen, Raider Nation, I thought we were gonna beat the Chargers. I thought we were going to beat the Steelers. So this should have been the third win in the midst of a run of 5.
Right.
Instead, this is going to be 3 in a row. Like, the Patriots suck.
Oh, they're terrible.
They're bad. Like, I mean, I don't know if anybody watched that game against the Saints, but like, I bet the under, because I was like, okay, so the under, give me an idea, is 38.5. Okay. The Saints score 21 in the first half, and I'm like, oh shit, this under is toast. Except they shut them out 34-0. The Patriots are awful.
Oh, they're god awful.
It's shocking to me, and I said this was going to be the complaints, but I guess this will sort of be, I'll round it back. It's shocking to me how bad they've fallen. Like, I think at this point, we all know that Tom Brady was the reason for their success, that Tom Brady made all these other coaches look great, whether it's Bill Belichick with Josh McDaniels, Matt Patricia, you can go down a long-ass list of coaches. They all look phenomenal because of what Thomas Brady was able to do. But what's surprising to me is how defensively, how bad they are. That was always like a hallmark of Bill Belichick, and he had great play callers, and he had guys like McDaniels to run these amazing offenses, but he was the defensive guru. He's the guy that did the defense for the Giants in the other 2 Super Bowls that he's got wins as his defensive coordinator. Lawrence Taylor, anybody? Like, he was the guy calling those amazing defense. So he's always had this like hallmark of like good, competitive, gritty defenses. Their defense is ridiculously bad. It's awful.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's awful. This might be the first week that we score, I'm hoping, score 20 points. So all that said, so as much as we can, like, you know, identify all these indictments of the team, and like, I don't think the rest of the season, and I didn't think this before this current past run of games, I didn't think the season was going to go well for us on the back end. That said, so here's the complaint section. We're going to win these next 2 games, and then we're going to get smoked by the damn Lions. The Lions are good, man. We're going to get smoked by the Jets. We're going to maybe beat the Giants. We're going to get smoked by the Dolphins. Like, when we start playing the elite teams in the league, it's going to get ugly freaking fast, Michelle.
Yeah, I think the even more upsetting part about that is we may not win the next 2 games. Like, that's what's so upsetting.
Oh,
you know,
my
like,
gosh,
we
yes.
absolutely 1,000% should,
because the Bears are
win
just
those
as
2
bad.
games, right?
Yeah.
But the faith is very low that
Right.
we're capable, because I don't even know if Josh McDaniels realizes that there is a clock that you have to pay attention to. Like, he just seems really inept, and the players can only do so much before the coaching can get in the way of that. Like, we should 1,000% win the next 2 games.
Right.
I don't believe 1,000% that we will.
Yeah,
but I
well-
believe we will this much. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're 13-4 is still
I'm
in
still
play.
in this. We're still in this 13-4.
You're still intact.
It's just that's just upsetting, because we should be confident that we can and will, and
But we felt that way against Pittsburgh.
exactly.
Well, we felt that way tonight. And
Yeah.
yes, and
Well,
yes,
that's true, too.
we
That's
came out
true.
we came out on top of this game, and I'm so unbelievably
by
thankful.
the skin of our teeth.
And
skin of our teeth.
in any
Skin of our teeth, yeah.
any win that the Raiders have, I'm so thankful for. I will never be not excited about a win,
Right.
and will always try to look at it as positively as I can. But you know, I mean, you watch the entirety of that game. We should have won probably by about 28
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
The Packers game, as in its entirety, was trash. It was bad. Yeah, they had some flashes in the pan in the running game. Like, good for you, AJ Dillon, get you some. But like, you know, freaking Jordan Love did not look good. Their defense did not look good. I mean, you know, yeah, they bottled up Josh a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, kudos to that. But like, you know, I mean, in its entirety, the offense should have freaking ate lunch today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
our offense should have been
That's a-
freaking snacking all
That's
day.
the
That's what, like,
upsetting.
it felt like that, like after the Denver game. It was like, you know, when you look at what Denver did post the game that we won, we beat them, 17-16, right? Because we can't apparently score more than 17 unless we're playing Pittsburgh, and then it's 18.
Yeah.
But like, now teams are hanging 70 on them, 40 on them.
And we could barely scrape, 17?
17 points. And we were coming out of that game thinking like, oh, okay, like we're doing something here. And, and that said too, like, and that also reminds me of another topic that we touched on a little bit on Silver and Black today. I want to hit here that like coming out of that Bronco game, I'm like, hey, look, Raiders are 1-0. We're alone in first place. I knew in my heart of hearts it wasn't going to last forever,
Right.
but it was exciting to think about the idea that like, okay, we have something to look forward to. But then things changed. And so my opinion has then changed. And so for anybody on Twitter, on the X or whatever, and you want to get all shitty about like, oh, look at this guy, he flipped. Well, yeah, because the evidence is different now. So yes, my opinion is going to adjust based on the evidence that's provided. And the evidence that's now being provided is that we got a questionable coaching staff at best, led by a freaking weenie with fat ears, and he can't freaking trust Josh Jacobs to run the ball on short yardage. Like, come on, man. So the evidence is starting to change now. You know what I mean? So my opinion is gonna fluctuate based on the evidence that's available. So anyway, so it just like it kills me sometimes how people like whatever. I don't want to get into a rabbit hole there. But anyways, Michelle, is there anything closing thoughts there? If you want to call us, we got time for one more call. 909-345-3346. You call us here live on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline, 909-345-3346. But anyways, parting thoughts, Michelle.
No, I mean, I do believe that the players can rally and start making some things happen. I mean, they have control a lot, too, as far as approaching coaches and those kind of things. So I do think there's still hope, but I'm very, not leery, whatever the word is. I'm just taking it game by game. I do think we can win the next one, though. I do believe we will.
We got to beat the Patriots.
Yeah,
we should beat the Patriots.
Because I think the Patriots, because you said, I think Tom Brady obviously was the guy there, but when you have a run like they had, you're going to have a lull. You're going to have some down years. You don't get to win like that and just win forever. So I think
you don't get to be the Packers and go far.
And Mac Jones is garbage.
He's
ass.
I
mean, let's just focus on that.
And and that's a great point too, because you look at the freaking the Patriots, right? So you go from this all-time run with
Oh,
here we go. All right, here we go. All right, let's see who we got here.
From
Kojo.
Oh, nice.
to accept one to send a voicemail.
Raider Kojo, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Murf? How you guys doing, man?
We're doing good.
Kojo?
Hey, Kojo.
How you doing? Fine, Jeff.
What's up, bro?
Kojo, before we get started,
I want to say,
I owe you an apology, my man.
Yeah.
You should have been a made man on the last show, and my dumbass, because I have to be producer and record keeper and all kinds of other stuff here. I freaking missed the idea that you were that was your third call to the show, so you should have been a made man. So we were going to make you on the next show. So thank you very much for your support of Raiders Fan Radio, man. We love you.
oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And Michelle, I hope you check your PayPal, because I did send that money in on December. So hopefully,
Oh gosh, did you send me
hopefully I get more.
your address, or do I have it?
Yeah, I did. I sent it to you on the message, but I can do it again tomorrow.
Okay,
if
yeah,
you
I'll
need
go
to.
check. I'll go check, and then I'll get it in the mail. I made a bunch, so I'm ready to
Hey,
start
but
shipping them out.
listen, I am so glad that my calculations were incorrect, because I forgot to turn on the flux capacitor. Because we won. Oh my God! First time since 1987. I mean, I've been alive for 6 years. I've been a Raiders fan for 34 years, and I never saw Raiders beat the Packers until tonight. And we almost lost
nice.
it.
Love that.
Our coach. I mean, I was going to say, I'll tell my wife, if we're going to lose again because of the coach's decision for the third week, I don't know what I'm going to
Holy
do.
cow, you're not
Yeah.
kidding, man.
Yeah. So what do you okay, so let me tap into what you're thinking here, Kojo. So we got this win tonight. We squeaked by again, score 17 points. We got a couple winnable games before we get into some serious, tough stretch of our schedule outside of the Giants. How do you feel about this season? Like, what keeps you going, in a season where we may only win, 5 or 6 football games?
What keeps me going? I'm telling you the truth. I'm not sure what keeps me going, but something keeps me going, because I can't, I cannot like that fan, a few weeks ago saying that I'm going to stop being a Raiders fan. It's just not in my DNA. I don't believe in tanking. I even hate when people bring that up, but I don't know. We should be, I heard you guys a little bit earlier. We should beat the Patriots because they are absolutely atrocious, and the Bears are atrocious. I just know the history. We just struggle against teams that are, suck. Going back to 1990, every time we played a team that, we're supposed to beat, we end up fumbling the ball somehow. We end up losing the ball the game at hand. But I think what keeps me going is I'm not saying tanking, but if we do end up doing more than we win, which is going to be a lot of games based on the upcoming schedule. If we can get that kid out of USC, I would love to see a as quarterback in the silver and black uniform, because we've never drafted as far as quarterback. We've only drafted in the first round. We drafted Jamarcus Russell and what's that kid's name? Todd Marunovich.
Yep.
That's the only quarterbacks I've ever seen the Raiders draft in the first round, and neither one worked out. One I thought was going to work out, but I guess he wasn't given an ample opportunity. I'm talking Marunovich. But yeah, the other kid, Jamarcus Russell. I almost broke my TV that night because I was thinking Megatron for 3 months. That's all everybody was talking about. Like, we're going to draft Megatron. We're going to draft Megatron. I said, no, we're not. We're going to do a Raider thing. We're going to draft Jamarcus Russell just because of that Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
because he can throw it 60 yards from his knees.
I don't know what I can't give you a definitive answer what keeps me going to be a Raider fan. You guys been, Murf, you've been a Raider fan longer than me, so obviously something keeps us going.
Well, it's loyalty.
But I am afraid of the next. I'm afraid of the Patriots that we might drop it to them, and I'm definitely the Bears. We haven't won in Chicago 30 years, so those things worry me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We got a tall task ahead of us. Even those games, man. Even in the two winnable games. But man, well, I want to appreciate you, Raider Kojo. Appreciate you calling in live tonight. Appreciate you and your support of the One Nation Foundation, and definitely check in on Wednesday. We're not going to do a live show on Wednesday. We're going to do a pre-recorded thing, but we're going to definitely get you on the list of the next made man here, man. We appreciate everything that you do to support this show and the foundation.
Okay, and I look forward to one being in the Murf Fan Cave studio. Like some of the other Raiders fans have been, but I don't know when I'll be in Nashville and when the Raiders play there again.
Hey, definitely, man.
I look forward to that.
Absolutely, next meetup, man. You definitely are invited, my friend.
All right, guys.
All right,
Take care, Kojo. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, there he is, Raider Kojo. There you go. All right, that was fun. Good stuff there. Good job, guys. Good job, Raider Kojo and the Mangus boys.
Yeah.
And the Mangus boys. All right, y'all. So we've been doing this for about an hour. Okay. Want to do one more?
Sure.
One more.
All right, one more. All right.
Call from
Trinidad Ledesma.
Oh, we're gonna take
yeah.
Trin.
1. To send a voicemail, press.
Trin,
What's up, Murf?
what's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, Trinidad.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
How you feeling, Trin, after this little, like a slight win we had here?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually, next week, I'm going to be going to Las Vegas to be there at the Pats game.
Mm.
Oh,
So-
nice.
I'm glad that we won. I'm glad that we won. So, I'm still with Michelle. 13 is
Yes.
Love it.
Oh, heck yeah.
13-4.
Let's go.
Of course. Of course. Oh, my gosh.
I gotta give my daughter props because yesterday she wore her Raiders shirt all day, and she was like, "Dad, when are they playing?" I was like, "Monday night," but you can keep it on.
There you go.
Kept it on all day.
Oh, that's awesome. So, Trin, give me some positive takeaways from the game, man. What do we have to look forward to this season, man?
I think I agree with you guys, which is where I'm really hoping that the offense can kind of put it together more. I know that people were giving the defense a hard time, but they've really, I mean, looking at the stats and just the feel of it too, is that they've really kind of come to save the team, or keep them close, right, in the game. So if they're not there, and Max especially, we're in trouble, you know. But I part of the reason why I wanted to call is to say, and it was something I was thinking about, which is, there've been few times, sadly, that I've missed the show, and it's because I was really down in the dumps about the team. And I got to give you guys props for being there, probably on maybe even days where you don't want to be there, right? And in the last caller, like what is it that keeps you going sometimes? And it's everybody, right? It's the Megas brothers, it's Mojo, it's everybody, right? And really getting an opportunity, listen to the show, to contribute when I can, and then because I think Murf said it once really well, which is never disappointed by the people that are the Raider fans, right? And it didn't occur to me too that I went years ago to that Brett Favre game. We sat up in Mount Davis. It was an atrocious game in the sense that we got beat really bad, but it was kind of an incredible his dad had passed away, and it didn't occur to me that we hadn't won in that long of that stretch of a time. So I'm glad that we won, and I'm hoping that we win more. 13-4.
Yeah, right. All right. Right on,
Trinidad.
man. Let's go.
Much respect, dude.
Let's go. You know, that's a great point, Trin. I appreciate you calling that out, because we had talked about that the Raider fans were awful kind to Brett Favre that night. You know what I mean? And being real sympathetic with the idea that his dad, Big Irv, had just passed. So that's a great call out there. And so, Trinidad, we can't appreciate you enough, my friend.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of here for the night, but appreciate you calling in. You've always been such a great supporter of our show and become a good friend as well. And so we appreciate you very, very much. So y'all in the chat room there, get up for Trinidad. Great job, man. We
Much
appreciate
respect,
you calling,
dude.
my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right, good night. All right. Well, guys, let's get out of here. It's 12 whatever.
Yeah, 12:34.
Yeah, and we Jeff and I actually have like real work to get up and go do tomorrow.
Yeah,
too.
I got to be up in 5 hours.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, be all right.
All right. Parting thoughts
Good night.
to any of you.
Yep. Good night. Goodbye. But yeah, no, I mean it was a great night. Obviously, anytime you can watch a Raider game with your closest friends.
That was fun.
That was
you know what, though?
fun.
Let's respect that, man. That was a lot of fun, man.
That was
That was a lot of fun. Whether we win or lose, man, it's Raider Nation, and it was in full force tonight here in the fan cave and
with the dogs and
absolutely.
Vibe was here for the first half, my girl.
Absolutely. So that was so much fun. I loved every second of it, man. It was really, really cool. And oh yeah, the icing on the cake is that the Raiders actually won.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's all good around here. Much respect to everyone in the chat. Much respect to Elon Bush, Frankie Mosqueda, Tress Lord, Lala Maloso, Daniel Mangus, Hitman's Kid, Brute Warrior, Huey P is in there, Jeff Garrison's in there. Let's see here. Super Saiyan Walt Guetta's in there. Raider Joe's in there. Mike Murphy's in there.
Oh,
Much
nice.
respect,
Hey.
Mike.
Much respect, Murph.
Yeah.
Love a good Murph.
Yeah, mega sandwich. Hey, so much respect to everyone. Michelle, what you got?
Just listen, Trinidad said it, it's the people that kind of keep you hopeful. But, man, these wins do help keep, pushing you, further and further. And I do believe we win on Sunday. And I'm excited excited to see the Raiders play. Always excited to see the Raiders play.
Of
So,
course.
Absolutely.
Of
All right,
course.
we appreciate you, Raider Nation.
Thanks for hanging in so late, guys.
Yeah, right. It's
Damn.
a late night tonight.
Yeah.
And Raider Nation, we can't love you enough. Tell you how much we appreciate you supporting the Raiders Fan Radio Show and, most importantly, the One Nation Foundation. And so thank you guys. We love you so much. We'll see you on Wednesday. We're going to do a pre-recorded show for Wednesday. It won't be live Wednesday, but we're definitely going to be back. So send those emails, send those voicemails. We'll probably just do a See a Fan show and then post that thing up. And Swag Jeff, take us on out.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey, even at 12:36 a.m., into the dark side. Don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
Damn
Much
right.
respect.
Damn right.
Good night, YouTube.
Goodbye.
Adios, malingerers.
Victory!
Thank you, God. Victory!
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
We totally didn't steal that from